Long, long ago, in a world that was fresh and new, when animals were just discovering who they were, there was an elephant. But this elephant was different from the ones we know today. He didn't have a long, magnificent trunk. Instead, he had a short, stubby, little nose, just like a pig's, and it wasn't very useful for much at all. But this elephant had something else in abundance: curiosity. He was the most curious creature in the entire world. His days were filled with questions from sunrise to sunset. He would look up at the vast blue expanse and wonder, why is the sky so high? Does it ever get tired of being up there? He would watch the sun dip below the horizon and ask, where does the sun sleep at night? Does it have a giant, fiery bed? In the morning, when the world was filled with melody, he'd ask the birds, why do you sing such beautiful songs when you wake up? Are you saying good morning to the world? The other animals would often just shake their heads and smile. They were used to Elephant and his endless questions. But one day, Elephant asked a question that made everyone stop. A question that sent a shiver down their spines. He looked around at the grazing animals, the chattering monkeys, and the wise old tortoise, and he asked, what does a crocodile eat for dinner? A hush fell over the savannah. The air grew thick with tension. Zebra, who was usually brave, gasped and whispered, oh no, Elephant, you shouldn't ask that. Monkey, who loved a good joke, wasn't laughing now. He swung down from a branch and warned, don't ever talk about the crocodile. He is a creature of shadows and secrets. Tortoise, who had seen many seasons come and go, spoke slowly and gravely. He lives by the great, green, greasy Limpopo River, all set about with fever trees, and he is very, very dangerous. But Elephant's curiosity was like a fire inside him. It burned brighter and hotter than any warning, stronger than any fear. The mystery of the crocodile's dinner was a puzzle he just had to solve. So, early the next morning, as the first rays of sunlight painted the sky in shades of orange and pink, Elephant decided to find out for himself. He set off towards the river. Step, step, step. His big feet padded softly on the dusty ground. He walked past the tall acacia trees and through the lawn, whispering grass until he could smell the damp, earthy scent of the water. When he reached the riverbank, he saw the water, dark and mysterious. It was still, too still, not a ripple, not a sound. Taking a deep breath, Elephant called out in his most polite voice, excuse me, is anyone home? Hello, Mr. Crocodile. Might I trouble you for a moment? May I please ask you a question? For a long time, there was only silence. Elephant thought perhaps no one was there. He leaned closer to the water's edge, peering into the murky depths. And then splash! The water erupted. Out lunged the crocodile, his eyes like two gleaming coals and his mouth filled with rows of sharp, white teeth. Before Elephant could even yelp, the crocodile clamped his powerful jaws right onto Elephant's short, stubby nose. Aha! The crocodile growled, his voice a low, rumbling threat. Today, I will eat you for dinner. You came to ask what I eat. Now you have your answer. Elephant cried out in terror and pain. Help! Help me! He's got my nose! He dug his big feet into the muddy bank and leaned back with all his might. Pull! The crocodile pulled forward, trying to drag him into the river. Stretch! Elephant felt a strange, painful stretching sensation in his nose. Pull! Elephant pulled back, his muscles straining, his heart pounding in his chest. The struggle was immense. A great tug of war on the riverbank. Crocodile pulled from the water, his powerful tail thrashing, churning the river into a muddy froth. Elephant pulled from the land, groaning and straining, his feet sinking deeper into the soft earth. The struggle went on and on, for what felt like an eternity. And all the while, Elephant's nose was being pulled and stretched. It grew longer and longer and longer. It stretched from a stubby little snout into a long, wiggling, incredible thing. Finally, with one last, desperate heave-pop, Elephant broke free. The force sent him tumbling backward onto the bank. He scrambled to his feet and ran. He ran faster than he had ever run before, far, far away from the river and the terrible crocodile, not stopping until his lungs burned and his legs ached. When he finally stopped, panting and trembling, he looked down to check on his poor nose. He gasped it was long, so long it could touch the ground. It was flexible, and it felt surprisingly strong. At first, Elephant was heartbroken. He looked at his reflection in the puddle. "My nose is ruined," he sighed sadly. "I am a funny-looking creature now. This is what I get for my curiosity. I asked one question too many." But as Elephant walked dejectedly back toward his home, something wonderful happened. The hot sun had made him very thirsty. Usually, he would have had to kneel down awkwardly at a water hole. But now, without even thinking, he reached his new long nose down, dipped the tip into the water, and drew it up to his mouth. Slurp! It was so easy. He drank his fill without even bending his knees. A little while later, he felt a rumble in his stomach. He was hungry. He spotted some delicious, juicy mangoes hanging high up on a tree, far out of reach for most animals. Normally, he would have had to wait for them to fall. But now, he simply reached up with his long, flexible nose, wrapped it around a branch, and gently plucked the sweet fruit. It was so helpful. Then, a cloud of pesky flies started buzzing around his head. Before, he could only swish his tail, which didn't do much. But now, swish! He swung his long nose like a whisk and chased them all away in an instant. A huge smile spread across Elephant's face. "My long nose isn't a problem at all," he said to himself with newfound joy. "It's a gift. It's the most useful thing in the world." Feeling proud and confident, Elephant returned to the other animals. When they saw him, their jaws dropped. Zebra stared, wide-eyed. "Elephant, what on earth happened to your nose?" Monkey, recovering from his shock, started to laugh. "Look at that! It's so very long!" But wise old Tortoise just smiled knowingly, as if he understood something the others didn't. Elephant stood tall and said proudly, "I went to the river, and I met the crocodile. I learned that curiosity can be dangerous, but I also learned that it can teach us something new and change us in ways we never expected." From that day on, Elephant's long trunk became his greatest asset. He used it to help everyone. He carried fresh water for the smaller animals during dry spells. He lifted heavy logs that blocked the path. He even used it to gently care for the little ones, rocking baby antelopes to sleep. And that is the story of how the elephant got his long trunk. Sometimes, what starts as a terrible problem, a thing we think has ruined us, can turn out to be our greatest blessing. It can become the very thing that makes us special, strong, and helpful to the world. Thanks so much for watching our story today. If you enjoyed it, Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to our channel for more tales from long ago. We'll see you next time.